All right, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where in the world you are as you're watching this in live or in playback. This is Brenda Meller with Meller Marketing. You're joining us today for another edition of Social Media Pie, where I bring to you inspiring people to inform and educate you. And we're continuing on with our series where we're talking about giving back and supporting our local communities. And in just a second here, I'm going to bring my special guest for today on screen to join you. It's Stacy Ziarko with the Sterling Heights Regional Chamber, and I'm going to welcome our special guest and continue to wait for the comments. So, Stacy, how are you doing today?
Hi, how are you, Brenda? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's so nice to see another human being outside of my own family. It's been a little while now. How long have you been working from home?
We've been home for about a little over a week. I think we're on like day 8.
Day 8, right? And we're going to start to lose track of when things are. And then eventually we'll be back to the old new normal again. And we'll be counting down to, I'm sure, when we're going to be back in the office again. But really, really grateful to have you here today, Stacy. And before we get started with our conversation, I'm just going to pop onto LinkedIn to see if the live stream is coming up here. And then I also want to invite anybody who is watching this live, if you're watching this on Facebook Live, if you're watching this on LinkedIn Live, do take a moment to leave us a comment, give this video a like, and then leave us a comment. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. If you're watching from your home office, what room in the house are you in? I'm in my, I have a private home office. I was on a call earlier with somebody who was working from their kitchen table, and somebody else had their cat in front of them on their keyboard. We're all kind of making do with that. And I also am curious, if you do belong to the Sterling Heights Chamber and you're watching this video, whether you're watching it in live or watching it in playback, drop us a comment below. Let us know the name of your business, because we definitely want to give you some support and love during these trying times that we're in. So with that said, Stacy, I want to introduce you, and Stacy is a fairly, I guess, new to your role, about 6 months into your role.
Oh yes, right? I still say I'm new.
Right, but you're kind of been thrown into this new world that we didn't even know could possibly exist, 6 months ago, I think, when you started the position. So why don't you tell us a little bit, if you could, first about your position and the work that you're doing there at the Chamber.
So as Brenda said, I am relatively new to the role. I continue to say that, and I will for a very long time, but I'm the president and CEO.
Like that for about a year, right?
That's what I think. Well, I don't know, after this month, maybe I will be able to. It's baptism by fire, right?
Yeah.
So I'm the president and CEO of the Sterling Heights Regional Chamber of Commerce. The Sterling Heights Regional Chamber we work with businesses in Sterling Heights, Shelby Township, Clinton Township, Macomb Township, Utica, and really all of Macomb County. We have been around for almost 60 years. And so my role is facilitating, working with our staff and our members to make their businesses grow and be more successful.
Awesome. And I've been a member of the Sterling Heights Chamber for my business, Meller Marketing, for a little while, Stacy. And your email, I think it was last week, prompted me to reach out to you. And your email, it actually had the title of kind of what I'm calling the session here today. Let me pull it up on screen right now. And her email title was "Let's Keep Supporting Local." And I was like, wow, that's great. And we're all in, we're definitely all in different times. And for you as individuals who are leading up organizations, Stacy, but for each of us who are business owners or employees of company, we're kind of getting our bearings here on this new normal. So when I saw that message, I said, well, gosh, this might make for an interesting session. And when we were kicking around, what do we call this? And I said, well, let's call it "Let's Keep Supporting Local," right? So why don't you tell us a bit about some of those resources that you're offering out as recommendations for your readers, for your members, and how they can help support their local businesses.
So I saw something recently too, and it was keep supporting SMOCL, your small and your local businesses. They kind of combine that too, because we realize that we've got businesses all over. Our chamber membership is made up of businesses of all shapes and sizes. And so we realized that in this kind of unique situation that we're in, we needed to be a little creative. We're all home. 90% of us are at home. We've scrolling through our social media, utilizing resources and making connections. So this week we've decided to take our membership kind of on a social media on the road. And so yesterday we held a virtual wine stroll, and we visited some of our wineries, and we did 4 stops throughout the day. And in turn, we also advertised what their hours were, what their promotions are. Today is National Takeout Day. So we're having our hashtag Takeout Tuesday, and we're doing a grub crawl throughout the county. We had some coffee this morning. We've moved on to breakfast. We're getting close to lunch. Again, still promoting what those businesses are doing. Throughout the rest of the week, tomorrow, Wednesday, is our fitness membership. So talking about what some of our members are doing to keep us healthy, from a physical standpoint. And then on Thursday, we're looking at some of our service vendors. We all are in need of some mental health support during these times. What's available to us?
Okay.
We also are working with one of our nonprofit members to talk a little bit about what we're doing to help people that might be in recovery and can't get to talk to their counselors and can't get that face-to-face connection that they need. Our cleaning services, our tutors. And then Friday, we're going to do a beer pub crawl and promote some of our local fish fries. Really trying to show how we can support our membership in these really unique times, being really creative. And social media seemed to be the first place we knew we could go, and we knew we could do that.
Yeah, and you guys are super active, I believe, on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, too. And I just pulled up on screen a second ago. I'll put it back up on screen again now, where you're putting out multiple posts in a day, too. So today you're promoting the Takeout Tuesday. But I want to reverse for just a second. You said something about a wine crawler. What was it?
Wine stroll. We did a virtual wine stroll yesterday.
So a virtual wine. So this was from home? People did that?
So we did. We have several members that either are wineries where they produce their own wine, or they're restaurants where wine is their primary focus, and that they are still providing wine to their customers, whether it be a curbside delivery or a pickup. Okay. And so what we did is we picked different wineries that are memberships within the county and said, okay, so you're going to be the first step on the wine stroll. And we said, Unwind Winery is, they have, I think their hours were this and I can't remember what their hours were. You can pick up, you can call ahead, we'll deliver it for you.
So clever.
Westview Orchard. Just trying to be creative, because we all, whether you drink wine, you drink beer, food is your choice. We wanted to make sure we kind of covered a lot of our members.
I think that is such a clever idea, and the fact that you're making these virtual stops along the way. I mean, we're doing what we know how to do best, supporting people in the community, but also bringing people together, given the guidelines that we have to work within, right? So I love how you're thinking creatively about these ideas, and I'm hoping this inspires other people to start thinking about how could we do things differently and still achieve our goals of visibility and getting our brand name out there and keeping us out there, and also helping to bring people together, because this is definitely a community response, right? What we're all doing together right now.
And I think that's a lot of it is we have to support each other. We want to make sure that, when this ends, that we all come out of this continuing to support each other and realizing, right now Brenda, you and I are sitting in different rooms in our own house because we can't do this face to face.
Right.
And so we want to make sure that when this ends, that we can continue that. And these businesses are still there for us to support. So trying to add, hey, we're trying to add some creativity, do things a little differently. But really showcase what's going on, because there are some great stories of how people are supporting each other. Not sure if you saw yesterday, a lot of the schools were driving around doing the caravan so the teachers could wave to their students along a bus route. But again, just being really creative, how we can still create connection while doing it in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see the caravan. I've been seeing stories in the news about, kids that their birthday parties have been canceled and things.
Yeah.
And instead of, getting together in a house or at a place of business, they have like the family and friends that do like a parade of cars. They keep going around in a circle around the block on the house, and it's helping to bring them together so they can at least wave and see them.
My group of girlfriends, we are very challenging to get together because we are all, there's 6 of us and we're all over the place. And so the last 2 weeks we've been able to have a virtual happy hour because we're home. Yeah. No one's going anywhere. So we're all available. So we've actually done things. We've talked to each other more now than we probably would have 2 weeks ago.
Right. Because you're not driving and working all the time. Now you're still working, but from home, it's a different level. And I was coming to you as we were getting started with the call today. I feel like in our home, and I'm sure a lot of you watching online are feeling the same way. I feel like we went through a little bit of a transition period where, in the before times, I'm calling them, the normal times, we were at work, and then all of a sudden we had to figure out how to shuffle and move our home offices home. And now in my household, my husband's working upstairs in the living room. I'm in my home office. My daughter's outside. My son's in another room. So we've all figured out our places to work. And now today is the first day where I actually feel like we've got the new normal figured out. And I think even for your staff, Stacy, you probably went through a similar process of getting everybody set up in their home offices, right?
We did. We didn't have everybody up until Friday. We didn't have a work from home. We didn't work from home. So on Friday, we were grateful that we had our IT provider loaned us a laptop so that one of our staff who did not have a laptop at the time can work from home. They helped us with installing VPNs and firewalls very quickly so that we could get up to speed so that we can continue to support our membership. We didn't want to have any downtime. So we are officially all up and running. We invested in some online conference call servicing so that we connect, a couple times a week. We've offered that to some of our membership groups that, still want to meet but don't have the capability or the to purchase a software service. So we've tried to get ourselves up and running, but it took a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah, because it wasn't something we planned for at the beginning of the year. Hey, by the way, March 13th is going to be your last day in the office. I was even talking to my son, and we're in Macomb County here, and Fraser Schools, the district we're in. After I heard the announcement on Thursday, I incorrectly assumed she meant Friday we're staying home. So I just, in my mind, I'm like, they're not going to school Friday, which I felt relieved. I'm like, good, I want them home with me right now. Right. So when we woke up Friday and we're like, no, we're still supposed to go to school on Friday, we made the decision I felt was best for our family to keep us home. So the kids didn't know Thursday was their last day. They had no idea. And, it was a bit of a transition for them to be home and away from their friends, but they've made do. So let's talk a little bit about, some of the maybe if you're aware of, Stacy, of any Sterling Heights Chamber member companies that are offering resources to help with this transition period, whether they're technology or office supply companies or different places like that.
I can think of a couple. Our technology provider, we work with Oxium. They're based in Troy. They've been an active member of ours. They're still able to set up businesses remotely. So if you have people that are still trying to get up, they're renting laptops. They are getting them set up with networks so that people can still work remotely. Manpower is actually still assisting in hiring. They have plenty of jobs that we know this will change our economic situation. And so if people know that they've been laid off from a job or on a short-term leave, that they're having a virtual hiring fair, I want to say later this week, tomorrow. I'm losing track of days and dates. So,
right.
I don't really know what day of the week it is anymore. So Manpower is having a virtual career fair. Really still trying to help people in whatever they're doing. Our cleaning companies that we work with, they're still able to come in and do deep cleaning inside your home. We do have a lot of businesses that have, temporarily shut their doors. And so we know that we'll be here for them when this kind of crisis ends.
Right. And I'm trying to pop a couple of these up on screen here too. Sure. Even if they're not watching the live stream right now, I want to offer these resources, and I'm going to put in the show notes here as well. So I believe it's auxiom.com. And I'm just going to throw that web address up on screen, give some shout outs there. And then you also mentioned Manpower. I'm going to throw that up on screen here as well. And as that's loading, I'm going to throw this into the show notes as well. And just so people, if they wanted to visit these websites and learn more, you said that Manpower was offering some job search resources and
job search resources and a virtual career fair.
Awesome. So definitely check that out as well. And the office cleaning, I mean, all of these things are necessary, and depending on the organizations where they were at when they kind of had to close their doors and start to move people from home, if they hadn't thought about those deep cleaning services, they're definitely going to be needed before we all are released to go back to our places of work again, right?
You want to make sure that your business is, I went through one day last week to make sure the refrigerator was cleaned at the office, and we had an event that was postponed. And so they delivered all 14 centerpieces to the office. So we all had flowers on our desk. So I figured with no one coming to work for what could be up to 4 weeks, I had to throw all the flowers out. So it's you don't think of things like that.
Yeah. And I saw a reminder on Facebook. So any of you parents, if you haven't done this already, make sure you check your child's backpack now.
Oh, good idea.
I asked my daughter last night when I saw it, I'm like, Charlotte, did you get your lunch bag out of your backpack? Could you imagine? We didn't know. And we've done this before. If it's been on a Friday, we didn't open her backpack until Monday. And then there's like some, stench coming from it. But make sure that you're thinking about, you raised a really good point there. The refrigerator hasn't been cleaned out. And if there are any other, items in the office that need to be cleaned before you're coming back into the workplace, it sounds like you've got some great member companies that can help out with that process too. Yeah, very good. And I have to give a little bit of a shout out to Stacy. I mentioned this to you when we were kind of chatting earlier, but I'm gonna show my purchasing card here on screen. Before everything started happening, I do a lot of training and events, and I was making I had 2 big presentations in one day, and I usually make my copies from home. But in this case, it was gonna be too many copies to make from home, and I needed to outsource. And I put a post on Facebook, and I asked my network. I said, where can I find copies locally, color, reasonably priced, less than FedEx, Kinko's? And I had a couple of people replying, and one of my fellow Sterling Heights Chamber members said, hey, you should check out Office Depot for color copies. And I said, well, I hadn't even thought about that. And I went on they said, as a Sterling Heights Chamber, we're eligible for discounts. And I wasn't even aware of that. And I probably should have been, Stacy, but I know you guys do a really good job of merchandising. And when you join the chamber, you get a packet of materials, but I wasn't even aware of it. So I went on the chamber website. I got my member code. I called my Office Depot rep, and I got really inexpensive color copies done. And, it just took like an hour or so for them to work on the project. So, so shout out, to the benefit of the chamber network there for helping to alert me of that benefit.
It's one of our best benefits. And from what some of our members have told us as they've done research on other color copies and office supplies, they really, really do give you such a great discount. And it comes as part of your membership. So it's an additional perk that we get to share and offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I was at the store, I went to the Office Depot. If you guys are in Macomb County, Michigan, I went to the Office Depot that was on Gratiot in around 15 Mile Road or so. And the guys there were so service focused, and as I was walking around the store, guys, they've got toilet paper and paper towels. You don't think about going to Office Depot for those things, but as the toilet paper crisis, was starting to happen, I was telling my husband, I'm like, we can go to Office Depot and buy like a vat of it. I don't think they're selling out of it there yet.
A case. We need a case.
We always, we stock normally, so we haven't binge shopped or anything like that throughout the process. But let's shift back again to the topic here of supporting local. And Stacy, tell us a little bit about where we can go on the chamber website for resources related to what your chamber members are offering. And I'm going to pull your website up on screen as you're talking about this right now.
Sure. So we've developed a couple different spots through our website. It's SHRCCI.com. Not only have we been putting up necessary vital resources about the COVID-19 and what's going on, what closures are going on, what are the executive orders, we're also sharing things with our members. We reached out to all of our restaurant members last week to say, okay, what are you doing? What kind of carryout are you offering? What kind of deals are you offering? Are you delivering? Or did you add a new feature? And so we wanted to be able to share those with everyone. We also put up what our hospital, we have several, and I've been thinking a lot about this, about our hospital members. We work quite closely with Beaumont and Henry Ford and McLaren, and they've been sharing information with us too about what are the things that we need to be doing. How do we keep ourselves healthy? How do we keep our employees healthy? How do we, what should we be doing? And so we've put up a lot of this what we find useful information. And I have to give a great shout out to our marketing communications director, Ashley Edwards, because she has been updating this nonstop. This, as we know, we're in a constant news cycle. Things keep changing, and she keeps changing this for us. So, and for our members. So we try to be a great resource. A lot of times we're a resource where we do a job of connecting businesses, connecting our members with each other. And this was a way to connect people with information.
This is really great. I'm just kind of scrolling through this right now. And I kind of feel like, I don't know about all of you that are watching this, but I kind of feel like there's so much information floating around and it can be overwhelming. And then at the same time, I just feel like I'm bombarded, but I don't even know where to start to look for information. So I really appreciate the work that you and Ashley have done here, Stacy, in keeping it kind of consolidated on the website here where we're looking for resources and up-to-date information. Do you also have in here someplace where what are the offers or the businesses that are chamber members, in terms of what they're doing right now?
We do. I just can't remember exactly where that went. So
Maybe it's on the Facebook page is what I'm
I was
thinking.
going to say I would drive people to our Facebook page.
Okay. Yeah. Because I think I remember seeing a lot of, and especially like you have the Takeout Tuesday and other things like that are being posted on Facebook. So I'm going to pull that back up. SHRCCI. I think that's the right one. And then I'm going to post in here.
One of the other things of information that we keep trying to share too is we realize that a lot of our small businesses are going to be in need of some support when this crisis has ended. So we're working with the county and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation to apply for grant funding for our small businesses. As soon as we know what that information is and how people can apply, we will certainly share that with others. There is some great loan funding available through the U.S. Small Business Association. We have shared that, really just trying to be a resource right now and do the best we can. We're really good at connecting people. As a Chamber of Commerce, that is, that's our mission, that's our goal. We're really good at connecting people. And so now since we can't do that in person or at an event, we're connecting people through resources.
Right. No, I think you guys do a great job of that. And you're one of my favorite chambers. And I have to say, as a marketer, I've always appreciated what you guys do from a marketing perspective as well. And I feel like there's been a lot of events over the past few years that have focused on marketing and in areas of marketing as well. And I think that's really important, not just to big businesses, but to small businesses as well. And people like me that work in marketing in varying roles. And I just love the work you guys are doing. So I'm not sure who's doing your social media for you guys, but I love.
Ashley's doing it right now, and she's killing it. She really is.
Look at, she's got all these, just the branding and everything you guys are doing on here and the hashtags and things like that. I think you're doing a really nice job with that. So, so definitely kudos to Ashley and to your team there on what you're doing.
It's almost, here where we're sitting, it's almost lunchtime. So I hope you consider doing takeout from one of our fantastic restaurant members throughout the day. We were talking this afternoon, maybe we'll do takeout for lunch, takeout for dinner, because I don't know about anybody else. I'm overcooking 3 meals a day. As someone that has a lot of lunch meetings and is used to a lot of social interaction, this is quite a challenge.
Yeah, it's for me, I love having a family and kids and all that, but I feel like some nights I'm making 3 meals, one for me and my husband, and one for my daughter, one for my son, and we get to the point where it's just like too much, and then it's like, okay, take out. Where are we going tonight? And let's go get some curbside pickup or run into the restaurant. The other day we did Buffalo Wild Wings. We called and ordered and went to pick it up and bring it home. And the kids, I think, just appreciated too. Nobody had to do any cooking or a lot of dishes and clean up and stuff afterwards. So we're supporting our business.
I wish I could tell you how many times I've run my dishwasher in the last week because I'm eating at home so much.
Right? Yeah, because we are doing so much of being at home right now. And, we have to figure out how to stay within the confines of the guidelines that are out there, because it is really helping to slow the spread, and it is helping, our local communities. We're doing it for each other, for our families, but we're doing it for our fellow neighbors and member businesses and organizations out there. So it's an important time.
There's a couple things like, from home that you can still do to support your local business besides getting takeout. We've talked a little bit about, we all love our Facebook reviews and our Google reviews. So if you have a favorite store or restaurant, give them a great review. That's going to help them in the long run. We've been buying gift cards to use at a later date, from your favorite pizza place, or one of our favorite members is Nothing Bunt Cakes. And so they're still doing curbside and pickup delivery, but I bought a gift card because I didn't need any more cake in the house either. But we bought a gift card to use at a later date. It's trying to be supportive in any way you can. If there's places that you can order online and you can ship from them, do that. But really trying to, find those unique ways that we can be creative and still be supportive. And if you'd like to leave a review on the Chamber Facebook page, we'll take that too.
I'm going to give a shout out when I go back onto into the video later on. I'm going to give a tag to Lynn Carnes, who it looks like she may have been the most recent recommendation, or rather review, that was given to the Sterling Heights Chamber on Facebook. But this is a really great tip, guys. This costs us nothing. So I'm saying give a review on Facebook, Yelp, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, it will be a recommendation on a personal profile. But this costs us nothing to do this, and it takes literally a minute. And what you could even do is you can copy and paste the same review from Facebook to Yelp, and ask your businesses, if you're ordering carryouts, one of your favorite places, where can I give you guys a review? And they'll be able to tell you, we're on Yelp, we've got a Google Places, we've got a Facebook page, we've got Instagram. I mean, they'll tell you where they're at and where you can leave them reviews. And I've even seen some companies that will start to merchandise those reviews throughout in their social media. So it's another content idea, because I think one thing I've seen you guys do really well, Stacy, is you always stay appropriate with where the news cycle and where people's attention spans and focuses are. Meaning you're not going out right now with a very heavy business as usual, join your chamber, register for our fall conference type of message, because we want to make sure that we are listening to what's happening and we are being respectful. I read something recently and it was, basically assume that any email you're sending out right now, or at least for the next week or so, is not going to be read. So if that's the case, how else do you communicate? So communication tips. I mean, I think you guys do a really good job. You post on multiple social media platforms and multiple channels. And I've heard you talking a little bit about Zoom conferencing and video conferencing as well. Any other tips along those lines in terms of communicating during this crisis and this new time that we're in right now?
I read something somewhere and it was kind of communicating with a team too. And so you can take this, but it's to continue to communicate. There is this news cycle, but people look for people they know to give information, and they go to trusted sources. And I think that's why at Chamber, we're our trusted source. And so we try to make sure that we are sharing vital information. We realize it's not business as usual. We are not going, trust me, we are not trying to reach any new members because we know that, our people have a different focus. I think,
right.
From you talked about your kids are at home. I've got friends whose kids are at home. I've got friends who are home with toddlers. And it's, work is not business as usual.
Right.
That was kind of the explanation I had with my team a couple of days ago is, I get it. We're not all being as productive as we usually are, but we're still communicating. We're still doing what we need to be doing because eventually we're going to be okay. We're going to come out of this. I'm thinking of putting away my winter clothes because I think by the time it'll be spring and time to, get rid of those heavy sweaters. But we're going to come back. And as long as we stick together and kind of continue to help each other, we'll be better off in the long run.
Yeah, I love that sentiment. And, this too shall pass, right? We're going to look back at this someday and we're going to say, remember when we had to be working from home for, how long is it going to be, a month or two? But if we can do that and keep the economy going and growing, we can do anything working together. So that support of local is so, so important right now as we're going through things. So I think I'm just going to take a quick peek at the phone. I saw some likes that were coming in. I'm not seeing any comments yet, guys. So I know you're watching. If you're watching right now, whether you're watching in live or playback, just drop me a comment and say hello so I can give you guys a shout out here. If you happen to be watching us on Facebook Live, you can actually leave a comment on the live stream, which, by the way, is facebook.com/Meller Marketing. So if you happen to be watching this on Facebook, drop a comment in there, and during the live, I can actually bring your comment up on screen. So if you want some additional visibility for your business, drop your business link in here.
Yes.
I'll broadcast you up on screen. And the cool thing about these live broadcasts too, and I was mentioning this to Stacy earlier, is the live broadcasts are going out right now on Facebook and LinkedIn, but they will sit on Facebook and LinkedIn so people can watch the playbacks later. And I'm going to pull the videos down, upload them to YouTube, and I'll be sharing the link out so that you will have additional reach, Stacy, for yourself, for your fellow chamber members there. So for any of you, if you drop your business name in the comments, you're going to get some additional visibility for yourself as well. So there's a little incentive for you.
That's awesome.
And I think I'm getting a hiccup with StreamYard right now because I'm seeing we have 37 viewers. I'm seeing 4 likes on here, but I'm not seeing any comments coming through. And I'm guessing if I go back to this later on, I'm probably going to see a bunch of comments that are just going to preload and they're not coming in here, unfortunately. And Facebook, it looks like nothing has come in yet. So what I might do, Stacy, is we'll start to kind of wrap the conversation off from where we're at today. And I'll look at comments one more time before we leave to see if anything else has come up on screen. But any final comments, tips, asks that you have for those that are watching the video here today, Stacy?
I think it kind of goes back to what we've been talking about for throughout this whole conversation is to support our small and our local businesses. We all know someone that works for a small business, works at a restaurant, is a hairstylist, nail technician, you name it, and to continue to support those the best that we can. right now. And then when we all can venture out and business kind of returns to the new normal, is patronizing those places, visiting them,
Yes.
And reminding them that they are a part of our community. And we
Absolutely.
want them to stay a part of our community.
Absolutely. That support is so essential right now. So as much as we can, let's continue to support and let's continue supporting local. A really great message there. And Stacy, I'm going to pull up your LinkedIn URL up here on the screen. Are you open to accepting new invitations that come in from today's viewers?
Absolutely. Please.
So check her out on LinkedIn, guys, Stacy Ziarko. Check her up on LinkedIn, and then definitely give a follow to the Sterling Heights Chamber Facebook page as well. And if you're looking at learning more about the chamber, I'm going to give a little plug for you. I hope you don't mind, Stacy.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
The Sterling Heights Chamber is awesome, guys. Definitely check them out. And I know right now we're not doing, you're not doing any live events, Stacy. My guess is at some point in the future, you might look at some virtual events, or maybe once we're back to being in person again. I know you guys will have a slew of additional events that come out, right?
Yes, we're ready.
Good. All right, so that'll be up on the screen there. And then I would encourage you guys, if you're watching this in playback, leave a comment below if you have any questions for Stacy about the chamber member benefits or resources. Leave that in the comments, or if you'd like to give a bit of promotion for your business, if you're a Sterling Heights Chamber member especially, leave a comment in there as well. And we all want to do our part to support one another and all of your chamber businesses. So thank you again, Stacy, for joining today. Really appreciate your time and for sharing your thoughts and your expertise.
Thanks, Brenda. This was awesome.
All right. Well, have a good rest of your day, and tell your team I think they're all awesome, and keep up the good work. It's Takeout Tuesday, #Takeout Tuesday, guys. So let's order some takeout and support your local businesses today.